Hello, welcome. Today I want to teach you floating for the absolute beginner. Now I'm not going to say everyone's going to be able to do this from the word go because it's actually quite challenging on your wrists and things. And I would say I do have a video on the library which is about wrist strength, how to make that better and how to do the downward dog with regards to your wrist strength. So it's always worth investing in that if you do have problems with your wrists. Now, what is floating? So I'm going to very, very loosely demonstrate kind of how it's generally done with students that don't really know what they're doing and how it should kind of look. So let's just say that you're in a down dog and you want to jump forward. I ask you to jump forward. What tends to happen is the bum stays quite low and you kind of jump into this position because it's quite difficult to sort of move the body forward. Now, what we kind of were aiming for with regards to floating is the following. So down in our down dog, and we're going to bring the feet in and place them down. And the difference you'll see is that my bottom lifted up towards, put the weight over my wrist, and that gave me the movement and the flexibility and the strength to pull my hips forward without having to be too much energy elsewhere in the body. So how can we kind of make sure that this is an easily attainable goal? Well, I just will apologise as well. I keep wiping my nose. Got a little bit of a cold, so I apologise for that from sniffling on the camera. What we're going to do is start by coming down into a squat, or you know, if you want to go into full sort of garland pose and drop down, that's absolutely fine. But that's not kind of what I want you to do at the moment. It's more that we want you to be down low. We want to be able to rock the weight forward in our body. So if we kind of pop ourselves into this position and put our hands down. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see where the weight distribution is better, but we want the hands, so the middle finger is facing up and out, and so is the index finger, and the thumbs are in towards each other, and you want to sort of claw the floor a little bit with your hands, and you want your biceps kind of touching the insides of your legs. Okay, it's a bit like we're going into crow position, but we're not actually going there at the moment. So with your hands in this position, and with the weight nicely tucked on top of the arms, if we kind of lift onto our toes and put our head forward, we can feel the weight move into our wrists. And this in itself is a fair challenge. So it's really good just to practice this. And you notice I'm propelling off the back of my feet and I'm taking the weight over the hands and spreading the hands and digging the fingertips in towards the mat and in towards the thumb and the index finger. And that's just going to teach you weight distribution, and it's also going to teach you some wrist strength. It's going to help strengthen the wrist. My apologies for the hairs in my way. Now, how can we progress from this into taking it a little bit more into that actual floating leap? Well, we start with that again, but this time, instead of kind of just rocking the weight forward, we can actually come onto our toes and bring the weight over our hands and back down. And again, you can see that up, lift the bottom up, bring the weight over the hands and back down. And let's do that again, up and back down. And you will start to feel the thighs and the inner thigh will be working here. Up, weights over the hands and back down. Just rest the thighs for a moment, have a little breathe. And you can take that a little bit further by lifting the bottom into the sky, straightening the legs onto the tips of your toes and onto the tips of the very toe. Not everybody's going to want to do that, but it's just a way to sort of increase that. You might not have the flexibility. You might want to put blocks down, put your hands on the blocks to be able to do this, but to be able to lift all the way and the weight coming forward. And once you've actually, it's not even about strength, because once you've actually learned over a few times of trying to do this and practicing this might take a few practices, like a few different days, a few different weeks. But once you've learned that weight distribution over your hands, it becomes a lot easier. And I'm taking myself to the back of the mat because I want to show you a moving position. Now, if we put the hands down again and we come up, and we can just do a little bunny hop. But focus, because the focus we want is to lift the tailbone up towards the sky, not to lift the feet off the ground. So if you watch that again, hands are in the right position, down, up, lift the bottom up, and the weight's going to go over the wrists. Lift the bottom up, weight's going to go over the wrists. And then if we do that in the down dog, and we lift, so the bottom lifts up, and we can put the weight over the wrists. Just redress myself. So there's something for you to try. The main focus you want is to think about where your weight distribution is. And you can always put blocks in front of the head so you don't feel like you're going to fall forward. And if you can sort of master that wrist distribution, you can start to do things like forearm poses and crow and things and handstands, because your body's kind of learning the best way to do that from a very easy beginning. Anyway, I'm out of breath myself now. So just have a go. Let me know how you get on. Namaste.